Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 104, and we're talking Thanksgiving. It's almost Thanksgiving here in the States, the United States of America. I think it's on Thursday, if I remember correctly. Kayla's the one who keeps all of the anniversaries and holidays. She's here with me. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hey, hey.
And we've got Aaron on the pod today.
Hello.
And Mike with his Roku background.
Don't call me a jive turkey. All right? Don't do it.
I'll try not to. We'll see. No promises.
Here's the will about my Roku.
Oh, but yeah, we're going to have a nice talk about what we're thankful for in pop culture. I think we did one of these last year. I'm really concerned that I'm going to have the exact same things on my list. I had intended to like go through old episodes, but I've zipped them all because they're very data consuming, let's say. So I didn't want to unzip them, you know? So, hey, if you listen to that episode and then you also listen to this episode, I'm thankful for you, you know? So that's fine. That's really cool. But yeah, we're just going to go around the room, talk about what we're thankful for in pop culture, what we're really digging, and, you know, maybe some more thoughtful things too. I've got some really thoughtful things to say. Before that, maybe we're thankful for some things we've been checking out recently. Aaron, you've told me that the new Pokemon is a graphical powerhouse. Is that correct?
That's true. It's probably the best looking game I've ever played. It's like real life on the screen. No, it looks fucking awful. As everybody knows, everybody's been talking about it. And then you got people defending it, saying, "Well, if I can play it on my gaming computer, like, then it's not the game's fault; it's the Switch's fault." I don't know, but it's fun to play, horrible to look at.
I don't know. I mean, Breath of the Wild is still one of the most impressive games I've ever played, and it runs pretty well on the 6-year-old machine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Arceus looks okay. Every Mario that comes out looks fantastic. Like. Yeah, because this isn't just like, oh, it doesn't look realistic. It's people are falling through buildings and Pokemon are disappearing mid-battle, and like it's not mistakes that should be made by something so big like Game Freak or Nintendo
And they are making the games for the Switch, so they better figure out how to work on the Switch.
That's what the thing I was watching said. Like, it'd be like calling the Pop-Tart company saying, "Hey, I spent $70 on Pop-Tarts, and it says it should fit in my toaster, but it doesn't fit in my toaster, and then I'm telling you to buy a better toaster."
I've heard Pop-Tart is real assholes. So I mean, they might. Has anyone tried? Has anyone tried to tell them it doesn't fit in their toaster?
And then, like, if you add in the fact that, like, it's literally against the terms of service to play this game anywhere other than the Switch. Like, it's technically not even legal to play on your computer.
I mean, who reads those, though? I mean, come on.
So, like, it's the dumbest thing ever. They designed it for the Switch, but then it's like, oh, well, it's not my fault you're playing it on a Switch.
Pokemon Company, man, they're really kind of like, well, probably this might come up in the naughties later on, but like Pokemon Legends, Arceus, I still cannot say that one correctly ever on the first try, but like that
Noah's Arceus. That's the best way to remember.
Noah's Arceus, I like it. Okay,
I remember it.
That's a good one. So Arceus, like, you know, you just see the cracks in that one too, and it's like, come on, you're like the most successful company on the planet, you know, between Nintendo and Game Freak and the Pokemon Company and all that. You've got all the money in the world. Just come on, spend some of it, please, on your shit. I was really excited.
I mentioned it before. It's just so weird how Pokemon is. There's like 8 different slices to that pie as to who's in control of what.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I was so excited because, like, Kayla fell in love. I mean, both of us did with Noah's Arceus, and I was hoping that we'd, you know, that Scarlet and Violet would get some solid reviews, and we'd move right into that. But I don't know, maybe put that one on the back burner.
hopefully they've got an update coming. I mean, if Cyberpunk could do it, where everybody yelled at them for releasing an incomplete game, when really they're mostly just mad that like the rain didn't make the ground wet or some stupid shit like that. I think Pokemon could do it. I mean, they're clearly such a big cash grab with all the Pokemon stuff they're releasing, all pretty within range of each other. They should at least finish it before it's put out, or go like the EA way and just finish it right after you put it out or something. But
I'm sure there's over 10 million unsatisfied people out there already. Like, the games sell really quick. So yeah, there's been talks of people demanding refunds and things like that, like signing petitions, all that kind of stuff. So it's a bummer, man, because Arceus seemed like such a good first right step into a new horizon, and with the franchise, and just to have it this one bug down with so many bugs. It sucks.
Can you imagine dissatisfying 10 million people? Like, how cool that would be? You know, like I wish.
Never done it in my life. Never planned.
I wish someday this podcast will get to 10 million people and they will be highly dissatisfied.
Like Bon Jovi, I've rocked them all. You know.
Oh God, Bon Jovi at least be dissatisfied every time. So I don't.
Rocked them all.
Is that what he says? That's not what it sounds like. What he says.
Oh well. How did we get to Bon Jovi? I think we're all playing the Bon Jovi of video games right now, God of War.
Oh man, I almost call him the boss, but no, they're just both from the boss of Jersey. He's one of the bosses of Jersey with Springsteen.
Yeah, mild spoilers for God of War Ragnarok. Most of it takes place in New Jersey. Right out of Spartalheim into New Jersey. It was a bit grating, but it worked. Mike, how far are you at this point?
20 hours in. I just finished up the Vanaheim. Well, at least what I can do there, like the first go round. I did all that stuff, and doing some more side stuff until I go back to home base area and strategize with the crew. I really like how Mass Effect-y this one kind of is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
With all the crew stuff, you kind of doing loyalty missions for everybody so far, and I dig it. I love the game so far.
Kayla, we're 40 hours in at this point.
Ooh.
What are you feeling? I mean, we both love 2018. And how are you feeling? I don't know if we've talked about it, but where's your pulse at right now?
I love it. I'm totally invested. I think they do really well at connecting even the side stories, the small little recipe hunts that, like I've told Mike, Eric's been playing and I haven't played yet. I do plan to play this game in entirety, but a lot of times when Eric and I play games like this, like I'll go do the side stuff and he'll do the main story stuff, but none of the side stuff even feels like side stuff. It all feels like it's meaningful. It all adds to the story, which I'm engrossed in. I mean, Atreus can piss me off, he's
Atreus is the fucking worst. I thought
he's got his moments.
Damn. Fucking bring your guns out. Atreus.
Atreus is the fucking worst. Like in the first one, I'm like, okay, he's annoying, but I understand. Like in the first one, he's annoying, and I'm thinking like, okay, in this one, he's not going to be annoying because he's not stabbing people in the neck to prove a point anymore. Like he's doing his thing. No, now he's just a little bitch about other things.
Yeah.
He's such a little jerk about everything.
I had basically almost that exact take with Kayla the other day. I was like, you know what? I was thinking that Atreus would kind of, like, this is several years into the future and everything else, that he would, mature a little bit and stuff. And he has in certain ways, but it's like, it's basically what you said. Like he can be just as annoying as he was in that first game. There's just like whole segments where, he's he's tough to kind of, deal with. But I will say that, like, when I put some thought into it, I'm like, okay, in the first game, he's like a preteen, something like that, or whatever else, and he's going through very, like, preteen kind of situations and stuff, and now he's like a teenager, and, like, just basically what I'm saying is, like, kids suck. Like, all those, like, like, they kind of all suck, and especially in those, like, age ranges, they have, like, all that stuff, and he's like a supersized version of that, so I'm like, I'm giving him a little bit of, like, leeway. I'm like, well, yeah, if I was like a 14-year-old god or whatever, like, I'd probably be an asshole too. I don't know, like, I'm
the first, like, 10 years of his life, he lived in a log cabin with only, like, a mile, like, radius around his home that he could then to find out, oh my god, my mom was a giant and I'm a god and my dad's a god and we have powers, like, I don't know.
Giants got cool ass magic.
Well,
yeah.
But then he moves from that to, like, a Nazi point of view of, well, everybody else is less than us, we should be telling them what to do. And then now it's just, he's desperate to find out he's the one to save the world. He doesn't even care about saving people. He just wants to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, like, narratively, everything, the biggest takeaway that I've had so far is, like, everyone kind of has made sense to me. Like, their motivations, their, like, personalities, all of those things, even if they, like, frustrate me, like, Atreus has frustrated me, Kratos has frustrated me, other characters you run into have, like, frustrated me at different points, but, like, if I take a step back and think about it, I'm just like, well, like, in this narrative, like, in the situation that they're put in, and being gods, and with Ragnarok, the end of the world coming and whatnot, it's like, well, I don't know, maybe if I was in that situation too, I'd also be this kind of, like, asshole. It's kind of my, like, same argument I made, I think, like, last year when we had the conversations about Ellie in The Last of Us 2 specifically. Like, I didn't like a lot of her decisions, but they made sense to me, like, and it's kind of like the same thing for me a lot of times in this game so far, but I'm loving it regardless.
Yeah, it's a really fun game, except, like, we were talking about before we started the podcast, except for the compass.
Oh, the compass is so bad.
Which is
a map and the compass suck ass.
Yeah. Like, the compass, like, I'm lined up, I'm like, okay, I just need to walk in a straight line to this thing. But I walk 4 steps and it goes off to the right. Like,
yeah.
It's really bad.
Can't spell compass without ass, you just can't.
Right.
And there's too many things. There's too many, like, little trinkets and all that bullshit.
I found almost all of it, so...
It's just, like, I have this other thing I can activate. I have all these moves that I never use.
I use them all.
I think the game could have been stripped down a little bit from that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of the game.
I think,
like, I just found my first, like, heavy rune attack, like, 20 hours in, like.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yeah.
It takes a while. Kind of, yeah, I felt the same way. Like, it took a while to get all of the stuff, but then when they come fast and furious after that, in my opinion.
Right.
I remember 2018 having the same issue. Like, so this one just seems like they added just a couple more things to it.
Right. Well, see, like, they added things, but they group them. Like, I'll look at the thing, like, oh, I still need another artifact. I still need some lore, and I need a perfect chest. And then when you get to the area, they're all 3 by each other. And there's a lot of that. So, like, there's more of it, but they tend to group all the items together in areas.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Yeah, I haven't been the thing that frustrates me most, like, the compass sucks. And the map's, like, okay. Like, it's usable.
No, it's not.
It's
you can't use it to get anywhere. It's an overview. Like, if you try to use it in the mine, let's say, like, when you're on Svartalheim, it's just an overview of a mountain. Like, and you're just going through gray or brown.
Yeah. I literally just did that today. It's funny you mentioned that, but yeah, I think it's fine. It's what I mean. That's what a map is, Like, it's at least, like, realistic.
It's
no
GPS, good underground,
I'd say it's the same level as, like, a grounded.
Right.
No, there's nothing worse than the grounded map. There's
Once you go into, like, lower whacker, that's when the map goes wild. You can't find your way through.
That's a Chicago joke for you folks.
True story. True story. Been
Very
there, done
true.
that.
Very true. But I don't know. I think I agree with you, Aaron, as of like once you get to an area or whatever else, the items are pretty like intuitive of like, okay, I can head right here and here's a bunch of items and I check a bunch off the list. I think the thing that has frustrated me the most in terms of like the map and the key and stuff is because it's like got those Metroidvania aspects of you're kind of gonna like come back to an area or like have the opportunity to do so at various points, maybe even post game. Like I'm real concerned, like, okay, am I wasting my time here, like trying to find that raven or something to kill when I don't even like have the ability to get to it at this point yet? And that's concerning. I don't want to waste time just running around a mine or something when I can't even get the item that I'm looking for. That's frustrating.
I'll say my actual biggest complaint of the game is that they've made really cool puzzles and fucking, I forget his name, the head on your hip.
Mimir.
He waits all of 4 seconds of you trying to solve it before he tells you how to solve it.
Did you bump up the puzzle timing thing?
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because like I'll walk into a room and I'm just looking around the room because I'm looking at stuff because I like how things look, and he'll be like, have you tried throwing this from this angle? Like, I haven't tried anything yet, but thank you, I guess.
Light that torch, brother.
So,
Right.
okay. So, okay, Mike, did you up that thing?
Oh, yeah, I got it on like Extended Plus.
And does that, and you feel like that changes the, like, timing on that? Like, how fast Mimir or Atreus, like, gives you a hint or something?
It seems like as you get like when you get involved with it, they wait until you're like failing a few times. Like I don't know,
because there's a bit of like miscommunication or like argument going on online right now. I just listened to a podcast where shout out to Mike Mahardy. He's listening. I know he is. He said, like, I think he works for like Kotaku or something, and Polygon. There you go. He said they reached out to Sony Santa Monica and they asked about that setting, whether what that setting actually does, and he said, according to their research, that it affects the like the puzzles where you have to do something in a certain amount of time. Like ring 3 bells in a certain amount of time, that it affects that, and it doesn't affect the hints that you're given.
Oh, okay.
Because like someone came out pretty early on and said, hey, check this setting, put it on extended or whatever, and that'll extend your hints. And then people have gone back and forth on whether that's actually what it does, and at least according to my good friend Mike Mahardy, gotcha. That is not what it does. But I haven't messed with the setting myself at all. But that's a big talking point.
I've been pretty slow on one of those Norner chests where you got to ring the bells and it still works. So, okay.
Right. So maybe that's it then. What I've noticed in this one versus the last one is those. It used to be in the last one you just have to hit them all in a certain period of time. In this one, though, a lot of the bells reset at different times. You almost have to find the order to hit them.
Interesting.
Like if you're not doing it, then just try doing it in a different order, because then you'll have one of them that takes a lot longer to reset than the other two.
Interesting. I've kind of done that organically. I didn't know that was the fact, but I did it. I try to set myself up in the best, like, okay, can I, if I look right here and just swivel to get this one and hit it left, so it kind of, that's interesting. I think you're probably right on that.
Well, I had found it because I was doing the one, and I literally was hitting Calling the Axe and doing all 3 of them literally as fast as you possibly, like, there was no wasted moment. It was straight two, and it didn't clear. And I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm missing this. There's no way to do it faster. But then I noticed, like, when I'd finish it and one of them was already coming back, one of the letters would take forever to come back. And I did that one first, and it was easy to clear after that.
Interesting. So. Did you feel that same way, Kayla? Like, that's probably what it is?
I just noted, like, there would be times where you would hit all 3 of them and it wouldn't be in time. And so you would start at the one you ended on and you had plenty of time. Like, oh.
Yeah.
And you even like missed on one of the throws and then had to rethrow and was like, oh, it still worked.
That's right. Yeah, that like just happened. You're right. You're probably right, Aaron. That's a good call on that one. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
One more thing on God of War.
Yeah.
This game is so good at just the out of nowhere boss fights. I love when those just you're just doing that same kind of push your boat into the water anime, and all of a sudden a fucking big ass crocodile's coming and at you. It's just, or like, something's flying down to tackle you out of nowhere, and it's boss fight time. I love that stuff.
Yeah, the 2018 one did like kind of one. It wasn't even a boss fight, but there was like one chest I remember that you opened kind of fairly early on in the game. And something like attacked you as soon as you opened the chest, and it never did it again throughout the whole game. But the whole game, I was wondering, like, okay, I'm gonna open a chest and be attacked probably like 25% of the time or something like that. And I feel like this game like probably took that moment and was like, okay, how can I do that with? I've noticed just like things popping out at you in general has been a more like common thing, and with the boss fights too is really cool.
Yeah, and then your sidekick will always be like, "Man, things are a little feistier around here with you around."
Yeah,
the explanation.
Right. The banter is pretty great in this one. Just it's funny and it's all really good. The stories are really cool. Like I like when you're just pushing the boat and Atreus is like, "Well, I get a beard like you," and Kratos is just no, and that's the end of the conversation. It's fantastic.
There's a lot of really good ones like that.
I'm loving the Kratos Freya stuff. I'm loving.
I love Kratos. But yeah, it's been good.
I feel like haven't been with Atreus in like 15 hours. And
it's fantastic.
They do that. They do that well. It like just it flows. Like, okay, I'm doing this now, and he's doing that. All right.
It makes sense. Yeah.
My real detraction is like when they decide to go to a part that's like linear and not open world, it takes forever to get like back. Like when you play from like say Atreus' point of view, like you have to do that for a long time. I wasn't a fan of that, but the rest of it is pretty great.
Yeah.
Let me ask you two a question. You are both playing it on PS5.
Yes.
We get a lot of, I will call it a lot. It happens. It's not terrible every time it happens, but there's a lot of like floaty arms and floaty heads, where like the enemies take a second to become full enemies.
Really?
Does that happen to you guys? No, it doesn't seem
not
to
at all.
You guys?
The animations of them appearing are actually usually pretty good, of them crawling out of the ground or coming from under something or dropping off of something. So
yeah, it's just like in the like Muspelheim like trial things, when they're coming out of that wall, they'll just be like their hands coming. Just for like a quick second. They do come, but like there are times where you're like, oh shit, that's just a floaty armor or something.
Yeah. It's always combat encounters with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The only janky thing is like Kratos' death. Like he'll just like his head will be through whatever like weird objects around you, like some kind of headstone or something, and his head's just popping through it, or his shoulders in the ground. Like it's
I haven't noticed
weird
that.
stuff like that. But
and I've had like a few times where like I'll die and Atreus will just keep fighting the berserker on his own, but then like the stone will still come above me and burst, and then I'll get up with no one helping me.
That happened once to us recently. Yeah.
That stuff's only happened. You don't fuck with the resurrection stones?
Oh god, they're essential for me. I don't know. Pro gamer over there. Gosh.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Well, like I said, like until you start doing
no mercy
fights, until you do the berserker fights, none of the fights are actually like I haven't fought any of the story fights have not been hard yet.
Yeah, I would say like the side stuff is harder in general. I've just run into like things above my level doing a side quest or something like that, but they're challenging but not like overwhelming or anything so far.
Well, they get even more, especially with the side stuff of fighting. Like I guess I don't want to spoil stuff. You guys aren't to Vanaheim and all that, but
there's Yeah. There's at least yeah. Stuff that's at least as challenging as like the Valkyries and stuff, I would say. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm excited to see what that is in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be
thankful
talking
for God of War. I'm thankful for it.
Yes, indeed. I
Thankful for
like
God
it.
of War.
That's a really good segue. We'll talk more God of War, I think. The naughties are coming up. Fast and Furious. That's the second time I think I've said Fast and Furious in this. I'm thankful for the Fast and Furious.
You got a lot more sequels if you want to get them all in before the end of the episode.
Yeah. I've got to watch everyone since the first movie. I think I've seen the first movie, and then I've seen the one where they did where the Rock was in there, like introduced. They're in like Brazil or something. There's only like a couple more, right? Fast and Furious movies. That went off somewhere. Let's talk about what we're thankful for. Oh, Kayla, what before?
Give me just a minute.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Can we take a quick little pause?
Yes, we can.
I'd like clean it up, so I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
See.
No, I like it. I can cut this all out.
Nah.
Say a bunch of racist stuff. Doesn't matter.
No.
We're not streaming.
I've never stopped saying racist.
Oh. Yeah, just clap every time you say something racist so I can see it in the waveform and we're good. I'll just cut it right out.
It's just going to sound like applause.
Stuff.
I got your guys' like popcorn and stuff. I got to bring it to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm like, I remember talking to you saying I'll give you the money, and then I don't know why it never occurred to me to actually send you the money. So,
it's all good.
I've been out of it lately. I don't know what it is. I know like Selena had messaged me for a recipe, and then like I'm like I'll respond. I'm working right now. I'll respond. And then 3 days later, I'm like, oh shit, I should say something, right?
I know she did a good job. It turned out pretty good.
You guys made it? Yeah. So like the recipe is just like it's not something I actually follow. Like it's something just similar to the way I made it, where you like does she like seared the outside in a pan before she put it in a slow cooker? I don't know. But that's
she like made it while I had an afternoon shift, and I was able to come home and it was ready, and it was.
It tastes the same as when I made it.
Hers had like a real kick to it, and I liked a lot. I don't remember yours having that, but
yeah, I was serving it to kids mostly. I thought so.
Hers
bitch.
None of the kids really dug it, but I liked
She told me that she wanted to make it for Amelia.
Yeah, I know. Millie liked it, but she was like, "Man, that's kind of spicy."
What was it? This is making me hungry.
Oh, it's Italian beef. Remember I made it for his birthday?
I do remember, yeah. It was quite good.
I guess Amelia wanted it. See, like, I bet you what she did, she followed the recipe and she put that whole jar of the peppers and the juice in there. Mm. And I did less of that juice in there.
She normally does just half. So I don't know how much she did, but it was good.
Yeah. We got to figure out something Thanksgiving-wise. I know I'm usually on top of it now, but I don't know. I've been really, like, my anxiety's been killing me the last couple of months. That's why I haven't been participating in anything. So, but I don't know, probably sometime probably after like the 30th. Sorry, Mike. Your apology letter's coming in the mail. I don't know. We'll do something. It's probably not going to be a traditional Thanksgiving food because I'm making that for Megan's family on Thursday. So we'll do something Thanksgiving. I'll say we got to do like a thing. I've been out of it lately, so I haven't really planned or set anything up or I don't know. But we'll do something soon. I don't know if it's Pasole or something like that. Right.
Pasole.
My dad said to say hey to you guys.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
That he loves you, Eric.
Oh, that's so nice of him. I'm thankful for Troy. That won't make the episode, but let's do it. So yeah, let's get into it. What are we thankful for in pop culture? I feel like it's been a pretty cool year for me. A lot of good stuff. We'll be talking the naughties at some point soon. It's going to be hard to make those lists for me, but I think for me, like the things that I've had on my list and what I'm going to discuss are more so like the state of things of where they're at. So I've got like 3 lists of the state of stuff that I really like, kind of the direction certain things are going. So I'll start it off with the state of television, the state of like streaming TV and stuff like that. For me is as good as I can ever remember. It's a little unfortunate how many choices there are. It's a little difficult sometimes to like decide which fucking 7 streaming networks and stuff I'm gonna subscribe to, but just looking at my list of like TV shows that I want to discuss at the end of the year that could make my like top 5 and stuff, I could easily pick 5 different streamers like that like produce some kind of TV show that I super dug, from like Apple TV. HBO Max is killing it. HBO FX killing it. Even Prime, and Disney Plus, honestly, like has put out some good stuff. So like just those 5, I could make a list of like my top 5 shows of this year and feel pretty confident about like my choices. And that's not even to mention, all the other ones, your Netflix and everything else. So, yeah, just the general state of TV. There are just frankly too many options. Like it's just like every time I turn it on, it's something new, or someone's recommending something. Oh, you haven't checked out whatever yet? Like it took forever for us to watch like The Bear, and stuff like that, and we finally checked that out, and holy shit, The Bear is really good, and just stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, just the general state of TV right now is really strong. Big fans.
Yeah, just to piggyback, I had HBO just as a thing on mine, because I think I've joked with Eric earlier in the year, like, I think my top 5 TV is just going to be HBO shows. Like, I don't know. And it's not because that's all I watch, because I'm checking out stuff on Hulu. I'm checking out stuff, Amazon and Peacock and shit like that. And HBO's just, they got the heat, man. I don't know. Everything like they released is really good.
Yeah, I have.
And I said that last year.
I for some reason can't think of how you put the words together: comedy and drama. Dramedy,
yeah.
Dramedy.
But yeah, specifically, like I wrote down like TV dramedies. Like you have like Severance, Winning Time, The Shrink Next Door. They're like a little different.
Our
like
Flag Means Death.
They're serious, but they're funny. Yeah. Our Flag Means Death. Yes, I have that listed too. Even What We Do in the Shadows. That'd be a different thing I bring up, but.
No, that's really good. How about you, Aaron? Like, what's your favorite kind of TV network, TV streamer, what have you?
It's hard to know. Like, I'm not into a lot of stuff anymore. I don't know. I watch, like I say a lot, I watch a lot of horror stuff, and most of it ends up on Amazon Prime or Tubi, which is really weird because it's free. We're just watching a lot. Watch stuff on Hulu, I guess. That's what I like the most. I keep getting upset because Netflix keeps raising their prices, but I can't like remember like the last thing I was pumped about Netflix for. Like maybe Stranger Things, but like other than that, like I feel like I'm paying like $20 a month just to watch Stranger Things once every 3 years. So
there's definitely enough on there. Like when I do turn on Netflix, it's probably the one I turn on the least, maybe like overall. But like when I do, there's a lot of intriguing stuff. It's just that like there's maybe stuff that's higher on my priority list on HBO Max or on Disney Plus or something. But I don't know, like 1899 that just like came out. That looks super intriguing,
I want to watch that. I was thinking about starting that last night, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna play Pokemon.
Yeah, or Cabinet of Curiosities looks really intriguing. Like fantastic. Yeah, and it's just
Sandman.
Sandman, right? Like yeah.
Sandman looks weird. I haven't watched it. I'll watch it.
Check it out.
in
I
a couple
think
years.
it's worth a watch for sure. I like Sandman. I'm thankful for Sandman. I'll say it.
Yeah. I watch mostly what I watch are documentaries. I watch them while I'm working. I watch them. I listen to them while I do dishes. I listen to them while I cook. So like I watch tons of documentaries, and I guess the reason I'm so like cold on Netflix is Netflix has like the worst documentaries. Like it's like hip now to be into true crime, so they have a bunch of these like super overproduced, like opinionated documentaries,
Mm.
and the ones on like Amazon Prime come out a lot better. So that's thankful for that, I guess.
Thankful for Amazon Prime documentaries. I dig it. Kayla, you said you had like something in the same realm, maybe?
I wanted to give our patron saint Taika Waititi some thankfulness. We might not have been blown out of the water by Love and Thunder, but I think that's an MCU problem. Like, you didn't get Taika at Taika level. You didn't get him to be able to be free. I feel like that's just under the bridge for me. I'm still thankful for Taika. I still like What We Do in the Shadows this season. I still liked Our Flag Means Death. He was in Lightyear. He was fun in that.
Reservation Dogs.
Yep.
Thankful for Taika. I dig it. I'm always thankful for Taika. How about you, Mike? What you got?
I'm gonna start with one that just brings a smile to my face. The power couple from Bodies, Alice and Greg. My favorite part of that movie, Greg played by Lee Pace, and Alice played by Rachel Sennott, I believe. And man,
he's got big lungs, man.
Yeah, I think that's like Greg's first line of the movie. They're like doing this weird, like, who can hold their breath underwater longest, and he does it way long. Everyone's out of the pool by then, and he just bursts out like, I won! The biggest lungs here, or whatever he says. And,
no one even gives a shit. It's so good.
In a movie just full of like this like, what are they? What generation are they? Gen Y or some shit or something?
Yeah.
Not Greg though. I think Greg's with us.
Right. He's kind of out of it, but everyone else are like these like rich, like Laguna Beach style kind of bad MTV reality rich kind of level of young people, and those two just kind of were the ones that shone through that, and great movie, great characters. I love them.
Man, good call.
I had Bodies listed as like an example of I wrote down like movies that don't take themselves seriously. Bodies was one. We recently watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which was good. I enjoyed it. Nicolas Cage is nuts, and he was not even the best part about that movie. Of course, Pedro Pascal, right?
Yeah.
He's just so charming in that and ridiculous. I even wrote down Weird and Barbarian, because Barbarian just has like a lot of just fun, weird.
Right.
Like, it's the funniest part, but it literally is like the stupidest part. Means nothing, but they did it.
Like Justin Long's character fits in perfectly with what you're saying. Like,
right.
When he's got that measuring tape and shit.
So good. Some of the best moments in this year.
X is like that too, I think. Where they take like, it's sort of like a silly thing, and I like that a lot. I've been seeing a lot with movies that normally are overly serious and dramatic. And I like that they're going in this direction without making it campy, which is really cool.
Yeah, we tried to watch X the other night, and you gotta like sign up for Showtime, and
I got Showtime. Don't tell people I'll give you my password. All right?
Fuck, I know the Showtime execs listen to this pod, Aaron. God damn it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I got that email from Netflix the other day saying like, because I logged in on Lucy's TV in her room, and they're like, "Hey, a new device logged in. Please keep in mind that only within the same house." Like, I'm paying them $20 a month, not because I need the 5 screens, but because that's the only one that has the highest level of HD available for Netflix. So it looks, I got the TV, whatever. I want to watch it, and but if I'm paying for 5 screens, that's not like 5 TVs off and on. That's 5 at the same time. There's not 5 separate people in one household watching Netflix at the same time. Like, it's so stupid to sell me this and then say I can't share a password.
That's so silly.
Family is on all different episodes of Lock and Key. We're all on different
different points of the same episodes, and
yeah, we can't restart. No one can compromise. So.
I'm thankful for password sharing. I just am. Yeah. It's a good thing. We've kind of touched.
I have another
on
piggyback.
Okay,
no,
yeah. No, go, piggy. Back it.
Aaron mentioned X, and I just want to mention Ty West, the director of both X and Pearl. In a year full of great variety of horror, he made like 2 of the best ones this year, and 2 very different movies.
I haven't seen Pearl yet.
Oh, Pearl's really good. Pearl is more. It's where X is more of your typical kind of slasher, but a very good version of that. And Pearl is more in the misery style of the horror
psychological
film. Yeah, a little bit more. It's slower paced and stuff, and really liked it. And that movie ties in like COVID kind of well, actually, for taking place so long in the past. It's kind of fun how they pulled that off too.
We're gonna get a third soon, right?
Are we?
I think there's a third.
You're just going to go through the characters and make prequels based on them?
I'm pretty sure that's been announced. And with the fact that X and Pearl released both in the same year, I think we'll get that sequel very soon. But yeah,
it's so good. So I would want more with her in that character. I think she pulls off the kind of Glenn Close, Kathy Bates, crazy bitch shit real good. So yeah.
Well, oink oink, because I'm piggybacking off of you, Mike. And the other state I am thankful for is the state of horror. Like, we've talked about it a lot on this pod. We did a whole pod on it. You mentioned X and Pearl, and said we're going to get a sequel to that. But I mean, we had a return to Stranger Things, a return to like good Stranger Things this year. Immortality, I think I'm the only one who enjoyed that or has even checked it out, but that was a spooky game. The Quarry was really good this year. Barbarian, The Black Phone, Scream 5, Bodies. Some of Severance, I think very much fits in at least the creepy
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. Yeah, I mean, it's
Scream.
Just Scream, hell yeah.
Scream. Yeah, Scream for sure.
Nope. Yeah, I didn't even put it. Men, I mean, even if it wasn't completely successful, but it was fucking creepy, and it's just, we're getting it in every variety. We've got the campy stuff, slashers, the psychological stuff. We're getting it in video games. We're going to have more. So we got Callisto Protocol right around the corner. There's no end to, if you want some spooky stuff, there's no end to it in any flavor. Comedic stuff, whatever. And I love it. It's great. And apparently Shudder is like one of the best streamers. Another one that I just like haven't gotten on yet. But Aaron, I know you speak pretty highly of it.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. So, state of horror right now is just top notch.
Yeah, you can't find comedies really, but it's nice that a lot of comedy and horror movies, like Kayla mentioned, like movies that don't take themselves seriously. Horror is kind of the only spot to find the laughs. That or podcasts for me.
You're right. You're right. Some are horrific as well. So,
listen to horror podcasts. So
hell yeah. What do you got, Kayla? What's next on your list of thanks?
I'll mention 2 things since it's my turn. I just wanted to add. First, I mentioned like TV dramedies, and I didn't mention Hacks or Minx. And I wanted to put that out there.
Oh, Minx. Yeah, hell yeah.
And I am thankful for the Black Panther trailer because it is how trailers should be. And it was perfect. And that's what I want out of trailers. Please take note.
I dig it.
I feel about the Barbarian trailer.
I also enjoyed the Barbarian trailer. That is a good one.
Best trailer this year, I think, Barbarian. Especially after I saw the movie, it makes the trailer better.
It does. It definitely did make the trailer better. I wouldn't say the same about Black Panther, but the trailer of Black Panther is so good.
See, the thing about the Barbarian trailer is when then you watch the movie and it's like, okay, the trailer gave me the first 30 minutes of this movie in 2 minutes, and now I have to watch the actual 30
I
minutes.
get that, but it makes
then
you
once it's past that,
movie.
then it's but that it made the beginning of the movie tougher than the normal trailers do for
I would say like you almost have to have watched the trailer to get the full effect of the movie. Because so you watch this trailer and you think, oh, Pennywise is going to be a fucking creep because he looks like a fucking creep and he plays fucking creeps. That's like his thing. But then you get into it and it's a different and then he's still acting kind of creepy. And then you get into it and you're like, well, what is he going to turn into? Like big clown ripping off arms creepy. And then it turns into a different movie, and I think that added a different layer to that movie, having expected something else. Because then it's like it's really dark, and the next scene it's bright light California, Justin Long singing in a car, and it's just. So for me, the trailer made the movie better, and then watching the movie makes the trailer better. That was I think it was just really well done.
Couldn't say it better. That's exactly my sentiment. Yeah.
I'm thankful for Bill Skarsgård to just be the weird guy now.
Yeah.
He's
like maybe he's a little weird, but he's not killing you.
Well, he's going to be Nosferatu pretty soon, so I think he might be back to killing.
Nosferatu's just misunderstood.
But
I think he's also going to be like
toxic masculinity is the real vampire. I'm sorry, Kayla.
He's gonna be in the spoiler alert. It's in the trailer for John Wick, but he's also gonna be in John Wick. I think he's gonna be like some mob bossy dude. So he might not be creepy, but he does that thing where he's like
he's gonna work it in.
Creepy, but okay, I'd drink the drink he gave me.
Skarsgård is never going to be in a rom-com. You're never going to be able to trust that guy when he comes on the screen again. Just with being Pennywise, his weird fucking eyeball, and his fucking I don't know. I got as a member of the Giant Forehead Club. His is just it catches you off. Nothing just seemed safe about Bill Skarsgård. Right?
Maybe I would use him to get to his brother, but
and I feel that same way about his dad.
Yeah, I was saying maybe his dad.
Especially after fucking dragon tattoo, that fucker with his weird spoilers for girl with a dragon tattoo, but he's got a murder basement as well, and that fucking thing. And yeah, but the Skarsgård. I'm thankful for the Skarsgårds because Ellen is killing it in Andor. By the way, he is.
Ooh. I haven't watched that.
Andor is fantastic. It is so good.
It's on the list.
He's real trustworthy in Dune, right? I mean, he looked like a trustworthy guy.
The Goop Master, yes.
Just chews with his mouth open. You can't trust anything.
What a family! What a family. Who's next? Mike, you got something?
I got one more probably. I'm thankful for trading card games.
Ooh.
Know what's playing that Marvel game, Mike?
I got back into Magic Arena earlier this year in a big way. Was fucking working through ranked in that. I found a really fun deck I like to play. Just did some pre-releases and some drafts on Magic Arena recently with the new set. And I was fully ready to have this game on my top 5 this year. But then fucking the Mouse Gang fucking came, busted through. You want some cards? We got some cards. And Marvel Snap is just awesome. I play it every day. It's just so cool to have like new cards pop up and you don't know what they like. You'll just randomly get a new card. Sometimes like one of the 3 areas might say, give you a random card. And you'll like, whoa, what the fuck does Mysterio do? And like, oh, he creates like 2 illusions of himself at every area. Like all the cards really just like do what the character should do. Like, very well. They've created just such a fun game and fun mechanics with these cards. Like Cyclops is a vanilla card. He doesn't do anything, and I thought that's pretty funny with Cyclops. But he's one of the few cards that when you're about to play him, he has this laser animate, like a laser beam shoots across the whole thing. So like they made him like a lame vanilla thing, but they realized the coolest thing about Cyclops is his laser. they put it in there somehow, and just love it. It's Wakanda season right now on that game, and playing through that and unlocking all the different variants for Okoye and Black Panther and stuff like that, and just love it. I am thankful for the cards.
They really shot themselves in the foot with having just like a defined Wakanda season, because then it won't be Wakanda forever. Hey, he said it.
Wakanda for 3 weeks.
I'm gonna keep talking. My last thing as well, the last thing I'm ever going to be thankful for is the state of remakes and remasters. I am really, I know like a lot of this stuff gets some flack. Like people don't like, oh, make new stuff, make new IPs, make new games, new shows, movies, whatever else. But like there are so many things that I never got around to playing or what have you, or got around to checking out. Or just like they don't hold up over time. Like, yeah, maybe I liked whatever, Final Fantasy VII or something at the time, but like that game's practically unplayable at this point. And then, in the last couple years, we've gotten things like Resident Evil 7 remake, Demon Souls. That's a game I would have never gone back and to play, but now as soon as I get a PS5, I'm gonna play the shit out of that. Like that's like the one Soulsborne game I've never played. And then like this year we've gotten Live Alive, a game I wasn't even aware of, like a Japanese deep cut and stuff that like no one could have ever thought that, oh yeah, you could play that on a modern system or something, and now you can. I know the Chrono Cross remaster wasn't great for you, Mike, but like if I'm gonna play that game ever, which I'd like to just for like posterity's sake, it's going to be this new like remastered version that came out. And then in the future, the near future, we're getting a Resident Evil 4 remake. We're getting a Dead Space remake, Silent Hill 2 remake. The near past, like I just this year got to play the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 kind of remaster, remake, however you want to kind of put it. Right. And it was wonderful. Like, it's just really cool. I would never go back and, like, try to find, like, a PlayStation or something to go play those games. But, like, now I've just got them through PS Plus on my PS4, and I could just play some Tony Hawk 1 and 2 now. And in a very playable, like, manner. Really cool. And I'm happy that like people who never got to play like The Last of Us or something like that, they now have Last of Us Part 1 to play in like the best version it's ever going to, be, that type of thing.
Is it? They're supposed to do that with God of War, right? Too? Those like first original 3 or whatever they have are supposed to be remade.
They've talked about it. They've talked about a Horizon, even though that game is pretty new, but like doing a Horizon PS5 kind of remaster.
I think that stuff's ridiculous.
It's a cash grab to me. What I felt for was April Fools saying that they're going to redo Legend of the Dragoon. I'm still pumped. I'm like, oh, is it April? Okay.
Oh.
I like the stuff. I don't want to have to play a game and it feel dated. I'm fine with them taking like like you said, like Tony Hawk, you can just pop it in, and it feels like kind of a modern skating game now. It doesn't feel like a game from 1999. And but stuff like The Last of Us, Horizon, those don't need it. Bring the fantastic game. Make a remake of Ocarina of Time. Nintendo will never do it, but do something like that. Remake Half-Life. Remake,
Well, they did Link's Awakening. I mean, that I never played that one, but that looked fantastic. They remade Link's Awakening, so never say never on Ocarina.
That's a good point.
It's more of a reboot than anything, but the Mortal Kombat movie that we got earlier this year, like that, I'm into that. Like if things are like taken seriously and put a good spin on something, I want more of that. Sure, I like new IP or whatever else. That's great. We've talked about a ton of new shows and movies and games that have come out this year. That's great. But like also if you could take something that like I would never otherwise have had the opportunity to check out because it's so old and do something good with it. Make it accessible too. Like that's a big part of like so many games you can only play on a PS3 or something like that at this point, or it's just not available to find anywhere. Hey, give me those games. Make them available. So I love when I hear a game's being remade, and it gives me hope for the future of like, even if it's crazy hope, like a Final Fantasy VI or something like that, or a I don't know, Mario RPG, or just kind of anything, any of the best games I've ever played. I have hope that like in the same way that Resident Evil 4 is getting a remake, that something else like that I just love could get a remake, that kind of thing.
Legend of Legaia is what we need.
Sure, that's fine. I'm only playing if it's a remake.
Spider Maker. Give
yes!
us
Yes! Alundra 2.
Ooh, not one. Just two.
If it works for Silent Hill, it works for Alundra.
You got anything else, Kayla?
No, that's my list.
That's your whole list. Is that everyone's list then?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, before we get out of here, I want to say I'm thankful for all of you on this call, and all of you out there listening. Not to get too sappy, but you guys are the best. Everyone rocks. Thank you
Thankful for you.
Yeah. You're all my best friends, listeners and podcasters alike. It's wonderful. It's great. I'm super thankful that get to do this. So had to say it. But that's it. That's episode 104, right? That was good. That was fun. It's almost Thanksgiving. Everyone's gonna eat a lot of food and everything else. If you're looking for something to do, you might have some time off or anything else. And you've caught up on all 104 episodes already. We also have Grounded for Life. Kayla, myself, and Mike, we play Grounded. We record it. We fall out of a lot of trees. It's available on YouTube, on the Machine of Nonsense YouTube page.
Find out if we continue to play Grounded on this week's episode of Grounded.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kayla.
There's 4 of those now. So they're all there on our YouTube. You can get that at the Machine of Nonsense on YouTube. It's a frustrating game, Grounded, but we got some burgle chips.
This episode, I will say, was the most frustrating, but I feel like we got the most done in it. So there's always that. There's the grass is always greener on that part of it.
And it's been a little while, but also if you're looking for some more of us on video, our episode 100 also available on YouTube as well. So check that out. More and more video stuff is up there, and more in the future too. So you can always reach us various places. Shoot us up an email. Shoot us up an email. That sounds weird. But we're machineofnonsense@gmail.com. You can inject us right into your email machine from that one.
That works. I've been doing it. Been doing it all wrong.
If you want to hear your voice on this pod, you can leave us a voicemail at anchor.fm/machine of nonsense. We'd love to hear from you. What are you thankful for out there, folks? If you're more of the hit us up on social media, you can do that. Facebook, Twitter, I think is still around, and Instagram. We're all over there. Leave us a comment, question, answer a poll, do anything. Send us a meme, whatever. Monstars is our fan group on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. I'm thankful for everyone who gets out there on social media and post stuff and everything else. Thankful for all the guests we've ever had on this pod. Katie Berry, Patrick Pena. Who else? D. We had D on a recent episode. What a wonderful man. Tony. Several episodes of Tony. Always thankful for Tony. He was there when we did our live episode on Twitch. Thankful for Tony. And that's it. I've said thankful enough times. Episode 104 is in the books. We're getting out of here. We're eating turkey. We're saying goodbye.
Gobble, gobble.